We apologize for that break. We are actually back to continue the conversation. Thank you so much for staying with us on ATN. We're still on the story where we're talking about the Niger Delta and security. And then I mentioned before we went on that break, I had to ask Mufasa about the IPOB now. You know, when we talked about insecurity in the Niger Delta, Mufasa has laid a lot of emphasis on bunkering and illegal refineries and all of that. But what about the IPOB attacks that we've been hearing there and here and there concerning, yes, the IPOB? So don't you also think that that is also one of the issues? So now we have to go back to that conversation.
You know what, like I've said before, and I think I will have to repeat myself, I have deposited that when you talk about providing a special kind of security for a certain region, you know, perhaps for, you know, reasons best known to the government, it is, for me, it is completely out of place. I think every part of this country requires and deserves all the security that they can get. Like you just mentioned, the IPOB activities in some states in the southeast that is part of the Niger Delta, you know, like Abia State and Imo State. The government also need to critically x-ray the causes of some of these agitations, because for me, criminality is criminality. I don't see any kind of criminality as special or less special. You know, when you have criminals running around in some part of the country, it simply means that no part of the country is safe. So I would have expected the government, you know, through the NSA, to tell us what measures have been put in place in a holistic point of view as it concerns the entire country. What measures have been put in place to boost and enhance our security architecture so that they can, you know, they can respond and cater for the security needs of all and sundry residents in this country. Let us not make it to sound as though we have special interests in some certain part of this country, and for obvious selfish reasons. Because that story, when you go down that story, they keep making so much emphasis on infrastructure, on resources, on what the government and the country is getting. There's nothing wrong in that, because I mean, if the country does not generate revenue,
trying to explain why the Niger Delta should be paid close attention, because of how much the country makes from this particular region. Good. So that's probably what they were trying to emphasize.
Now, assuming they are paying close and special attention to the Niger Delta, and we have serious crisis going on in the north, do you think that alone would even make investment to come into this country and invest in the booming oil sector? Because if there is insecurity in any part of this country, it means no part of the country is safe. So that is why I said that let us try to make all part of this country safe and secured. And that goes to show, for me and for a lot of Nigerians, that we still doesn't want to look at other aspects of generating revenue for the country. We are still laying so much emphasis on oil because that is what the Niger Delta has to provide. And that is what is, you know, keeping this nation afloat. So what now happens to solid minerals? What now happens to agriculture? Are we not saying that those parts of the country that are, you know, predominantly, into agriculture? That is what I'm saying now. So what now happens to the security of farmers? So let us try to be reasonable at times when we are addressing issues that concerns the whole of Nigeria. Nigerians are not ignorant people. You know, we have people who are knowledgeable. We have people who are well informed. And it's not as if, you know, it's a big deal to provide security, unless, of course, we are not making it a priority. And for me, I think this government is not making security a priority. Rather, they're just paying lip service to security. That is my position.
All right, you have actually explained a lot before you made that statement. I would have asked you to expatiate. But let's look at the next story now.